Trump began his run for office, he inspired an uptick in white nationalism.
So wait. Did y'all hear that? This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. Guys, before we get into all these clips, I'm not going to do a long video. I'm gonna bust it up into little short ones so I can dissect each one of these clips. So if you want to see the next clip, you got to click on the next clip. Now let's get into this mess.
Trump began his run for office. He inspired an uptick in white nationalism and in violent white nationalism.
I think it's much worse than it was on January 6th. It's much worse than it was in November. It's much worse after January 6th. Though there was less loss of life on January 6th, January 6th was worse than 9/11. I think we're at a much worse place than we've been. And as I've said, I think to you before, I think we're in the most perilous point in time since 1861 in the advent of the Civil War.
I do too. I do too.
So Trump inspired an uptick in white nationalism. That's what that was. I thought he inspired an uptick in nationalism. Because with them, it can't just be nationalism. It has to be white nationalism. You do understand that, because that makes it able to be criticized and attacked. So therefore, they exclude black folks out of that. They don't want them thrown into there. They exclude all of the uptick in the Latino support of President Trump, the uptick in blacks supporting President Trump. All those folks can't be included in that uptick, because then you wouldn't be able to say they are dangerous to the country. It can't just be an all-white nationalist group or all-white nationalist narrative if black folks have actually been involved in that uptick in white nationalism. And what she really should be saying is it's an uptick in common sense, uptick in expectation of what your leaders in your country should be doing, which is looking out for your country, your citizens, your well-being, your jobs, your future, your kids, education, security, all of these things. These are things that the Democrats don't like. Therefore, this uptick she's talking about, as she's labeling it white nationalism, is really an uptick in nationalism, which is not white nationalism. It is pride and love in your country. Now, the funny part about this uptick in white nationalism is a lot of these rallies that I went to had a lot of white folks, but guess what? Had black folks too, just not shown on MSNBC or CNN. Now, how did those white folks and Latinos that were in these rallies somehow skirt through all of that white nationalism? Somehow, when we were all hugging and holding hands and having a good time and talking afterwards, somehow they just set aside all that white nationalism to embrace these other races. See, this is what they're really trying to do when it comes down to demonizing Trump supporters and saying that it's all about white nationalism. This is not about race. It's about culture. What makes us all the United States, what makes us all celebrate the country, is commonality and culture. America comes with a certain culture. We love our big trucks. We love our sports. We love big malts and drinks and stuff. We love having a good time. We love our freedoms. We love all the stuff that makes you feel like this is America, darn it, greatest country on the planet. Now, if you cannot get folks to surrender their love for their country based on just simply saying our country sucks, then the next step is to pretend that it's not about culture and making you folks not love the country so we can get rid of the way America is currently. No, it's not about that. It's now about racism. Because now you stop looking at America as we all share the same American cultural, commonalities. Now you're starting to say, well, wait a minute. We might be American, but now for some reason I'm focused on I'm black. Some reason I'm focused on I'm Latino. Now for some reason I'm focused on I'm gay. Not focused on, well, I'm an American, he's an American. The way you show and prove my theory is simply this. Go find me the most racist white nationalist in America right now. Go find me the most pro-black angry brother in America right now and drop both of them off in Russia and see what happens. They will unite real quick. They will set aside all that racism and they will focus on cultural commonalities. They would be like, dude, you from America? Me too. we got to stick together to get back to the country. They done dropped us off in enemy territory. You will find immediately that racism is not the #1 divide in our country. They're trying to make it be that, and they're working hard to do it when they have to make up stuff like white nationalism is the #1 threat to our democracy in our country. And yet you're not seeing marches of white nationalists anymore. You're not seeing the Ku Klux Klan from those Democrats holding rallies anymore. You're not seeing all these violent attacks that we've seen out of Antifa and Black Lives Matter for years, but yet you're not seeing any of that. If you're trying to tell me that all of this rhetoric right here is based off of the 6, then now I got to question some things. Not to mention, check out my video that's showing some of the same tactics that we've been seeing the whole, last 2 years. Based on those videos, based on also the montage that in my video that shows, is this really white nationalist Trump supporters, or could it be some other people did something? If it could be that, you'll start seeing some of those same similarities and tactics. So now my question really is, even on the 6th, how many of those folks were real Trump supporters? That's all I'm saying. Let's move on. You have to click on the next video if you want to see me destroy this next clip. Now, God bless y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos. Also, don't forget to donate if you like Kevin's Corner. There are links in the bottom of this video. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. If you like the products, put Kevin in the promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. And what else? Oh, find me on Rumble in the Jungle. All right, God bless you all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.